Live from New York City. It's Wearable Electronics with Becky Stern.
Hey everybody,
Woo!
it's July 23rd. Welcome to a hot summer edition of Wearable Electronics with me, Becky Stern. With me is Phil,
That's right.
Mr. Lady Ada himself. Before we go into the show proper, I would like to remind you all about our Gemma Hats Off contest that we launched last week. You can enter now. If you have a cool idea for a Gemma hat, you can enter this contest put on by us, Adafruit, and the nice people at Element 14. Last year we did a Flora contest, this year we're doing a Gemma contest, and want you to make fun hats. What happens is you guys propose a project idea, we pick 10 people to build those projects, they document their builds on the Wearable Tech board on the Element 14 site, and then we ultimately pick one winner who will win an Oculus Rift and one of every Flora thing we make. So that's a really cool prize. And then the people who get their builds done, they get a Gemma sensor pack, which is the next image.
Hats are popular right now. And other electronic news, the thing that plugs into a Raspberry Pi, the Pi Foundation are calling hats.
Oh, they're calling them Pi hats. A hat for your hat.
Top hats.
A top hat.
Yeah.
Totally good.
All right.
So you can enter now. The enrollment ends August 4th. You know, the next slide. And you have until August 4th to submit your project idea. Those 10 participants who get their proposals accepted will be supplied with a Gemma sensor pack to build their project. So the contest is running through the end of October, so this is a great way to get your Halloween supplies partially or entirely furnished. But I wanted to run through a couple questions that entrants had so far.
They have
about Gemma.
They have ideas, they get Gemmas, they have questions, you have answers.
Just real quick, if you go to the next slide of the Gemma sensor pack.
Okay.
So just a couple quick questions. Can I use the Flora GPS with Gemma? The answer is no. Gemma does not have serial communication. It has very simple, just 3 I/O pins and 1 analog in. So no location sensing. The next question, how many simple sensors can I use with Gemma at once? The answer is 3. You could do 2 digital sensors like the vibration sensor or the switch, and 1 analog sensor like the photo cell there, the little photo resistor. But not many more, and you can only really read 1 sensor at a time.
Okay.
In your sketch. How can I use any of the I2C Flora sensor boards like the compass, color sensor, or the UV index sensor? The answer is maybe for a couple of them, like the compass and the color sensor. We think that the library could be modified, so but we don't have it modified already. So if you're really good at Arduino code, you can probably play around with those, but there's no promises, and the UV index sensor definitely does not work with Gemma.
All right.
So we're looking for simple projects. The simpler the better, and the more whimsical and fun.
Okay.
And can I store or log data on Gemma? And sort of, but the capacity is very small of the memory.
Little bits of data.
Little bit of data. Can I use motors with Gemma? The answer is yes. There's a tutorial on the Adafruit Learning System for using a servo motor, but you could also drive a little DC motor if you want to.
You could have a little train going around a hat.
Yes.
You could.
Yeah, sure.
This is an idea. Someone, if they could come up, they could just say they thought of that, and they could get they would be sent a Gemma starter pack.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
If you have to kind of convince me that you can actually pull off your project too. That's a good thing for your proposal, is to write down like why you think that you are going to be able to complete your project.
You're like, oh, I built so many trains that go around a belt.
Right, or like I've tried one Arduino project before and I want to take it further. Another question, common question: can I make a hat for my baby or toddler or child? Like a lot of you want to make Halloween costumes for your kids. If your kids are like sentient, then I would say like maybe okay. You know, like basically we don't want you to hurt your kid, and we're not. You know, with DIY electronics, we can't be watching over you to make sure that you don't make a Bernie mistake. And this kit does come with a li-poly battery, so no babies, no kids who can't talk or like pull burning things off of them by themselves.
Yeah.
Are gonna make it into the contest. Sorry, guys.
This ain't the baby hacks contest.
Yeah, no baby hacks. Like adult hats or like costume hats for like kids who can be like, "Ow, you burned me." Yeah. Right. And then the last question is, can I use EL panel or wire with my Gemma? No, we don't have an EL inverter that hooks up to the Arduino. So this is simply NeoPixels, regular LEDs. Kind of a contest. Somebody wants to do fiber optic stuff.
I feel like everyone's getting extra. You got Becky questions, you get Becky answers this week.
Yeah.
So now it's like a sandwich.
Well, I want we're having questions at the beginning and questions
Yeah.
at the end. I want your Gemma proposals to be really cool and really creative.
Yeah.
Already some are coming in that are great.
Yeah.
The reason I'm answering these questions is so that your proposals are even better.
And one quick note, because I saw someone ask a question, can they use parts that aren't in the Gemma starter pack?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
This is just to get you started.
Right, that's just to get you started, but I wanted to make it clear what it can't do, which is like GPS and really complicated digital sensing. This hat is about creatively, the hat contest about creatively using simple sensors and actuators for fun and whimsical ideas.
So speaking of other parts, people might want to buy these other parts. If we had a discount code for them right now, they could buy them at 10% off.
Let me check
my discount code
Can
pocket.
we check the file for a discount code?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can use
Seamless
code
transitions.
Hats Off for 10% off the Flora and Wearables categories. That includes Gemma and Gemma accessories. That expires tonight at 11:59 p.m.
Okay, so that's to have that challenge. Get on it. We're gonna see some cool stuff.
You have another week to enter, a week and a half to enter.
All right. So we're gonna talk about this next week too. You think?
Yeah, but not as in depth. I'll just remind you. I'll just nag you to enter again next week.
No, you got to do it. Okay. All right. We're doing Wearable Wednesday right now. Becky in the news. What happened on Science Friday? What did you do?
I chatted with Adafruit and Juan Hinestrosa from textile research at Cornell.
Yeah.
And we talked about the future of fashion, but mainly those two gentlemen talked about how they want to make T-shirts that you never have to wash again.
Okay, that's
Which I thought was very dude bro.
Washing shirts is nice though, because it smells nice out of the the washer and dryer. And okay.
Yeah, well, but like nanotech textiles that resist bacteria, that kind of stuff.
Is that a problem? Bacteria on people's shirts?
In hospitals, textiles, bacteria on textiles could be a problem.
I don't hang out in hospitals.
I try
with
not
my
to.
T-shirts, so that's cool. Okay, but they wanted it just because they don't want to have to like wash clothes or something, right?
Right, and I was trying to keep us on topic.
Okay, that's cool.
Fashion.
All right, Ira Flata, one of the reasons that we're all here, he got me thinking at a very young age of helping people learn and teach through fun. And Ira Flata was a host of Newton's Apple, one of the coolest shows, with the Daft Punk theme song for the people out there who
it's very
go to the YouTube.
You gotta catch it.
I'm sure he gets that once in a while. Or
right
never.
after you watch the podcast right after you listen to the podcast of last week's Science Friday.
Yeah.
So if you missed the live broadcast, you can download the podcast. Yeah. That's why this is here for me to remind you of that.
And then I was at this. You did an excellent job. You did a disruptive Wearable talk.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Thanks.
Good work.
I did a talk. It's up on the blog right now if you want to. The Adafruit blog, there was a live stream archive if you want to watch my talk from Hope Hackers on Planet Earth last Saturday. I had a 1-2 punch of NPR followed by.
Yeah.
How many people was I speaking in front of? I didn't want to know beforehand. 1,000?
Well, easily over that with all the streaming and all that. I don't know how big that room is.
In the room, I don't know how many people are in the room, but I was talking right after Edward Snowden. It's a tough act to follow.
Yeah.
But it was a ton of fun. And so while we were at Hope, I met this guy, Zach Friedman, and he had this thing he calls his smartwatch.
Yeah.
And it's a 3D printed, like, crazy pants thing with, like, a breathalyzer and a TV Be Gone and a laser pointer and big switches and, like, a compartment for
this is
hiding
way
stuff.
better than the Samsung watch.
It's so much better than the Samsung watch.
Sorry, Samsung. This is not. This is cooler. It is. And he made it himself.
Yeah, and he made it himself. It's super awesome. You can find the files for the 3D parts online. And then he also showed me, he
Sorry,
modified...
Samsung. Okay.
Yeah, call us.
On your phone watch.
The thing is, I don't want one of those.
See, you thought I was done with it, but I wasn't. I picked it back up. I said, call me, but it was, There's a Samsung Galaxy store here. It's cool. Go in there and like check out these watches.
I like the one with the I like the idea that the camera is over here, so I can like.
Hello.
So I can like so I can be like beep boop and like take your picture. Anyway, so this other project that Zach did for his Google Glass is he modded the glass light. You know the little flashlight. Remember we had it on the show a while ago. You can toggle flashlight with the voice commands in this Google Glass accessory in the Adafruit store. Zach modified his and replaced the LED with a laser. So when he says, "Okay, Glass, toggle flashlight," it turns on this laser by his eye.
Yeah.
I want to do laser doggles. Can we do? Can I put
Yeah.
the lasers on the doggles? And that's the entire project. It's just to make the dog scarier looking.
Yeah, I would like you to do a little servo too that makes the laser.
Okay, yes, that's it. Laser doggle.
Yeah, so the person thinks the dog's controlling the servo with the dog's mind.
That's going to be Olive's Halloween costume.
Okay.
It's going to be sweet.
Yeah.
So it was nice to meet Zach and all the other people who came to say hi at Hope. I had a really great time, actually.
So because I mentioned another wearable Samsung Galaxy, who I keyed. So someone asked. I was in the front row and I had the hat on, and I said, "Hey, the hat's really distracting. Can you turn it off?" And I did, because it was right before your talk. I wasn't going to keep it on the whole time. But then we were talking with someone, and someone said, "Yeah, I don't know how I feel about some of these wearables." There was a person, and they had Google Glass, and they were watching Snowden live streaming while they were also watching him there. And he's just like, "I don't really know how I feel about that." And I go, I know, it's like it's either the coolest thing or the weirdest thing, or I don't know. We were both puzzled on
how to feel
about that, because it's like, okay, it's watching it through streaming through Google Glass, and that's kind of futuristic and cool, and streaming Wi-Fi into your head. But Snowden's talking about how, like, hey, all this stuff might be getting analyzed and viewed, and as he's watching it. So I don't know. It was kind of
come and let me watch it on his Google Glass from the hallway where I was waiting.
So, anyways, more wearables.
More wearables on the Adafruit blog every week. Is Wearable Wednesday, and we post up the finest wearables we can find. This is the Anthro-Loom trench coat. It's like 1,000 pixels. It's using the similar to the weatherproof pixels we have in the store on a trench coat. The previous versions had like metal washers to sort of make the LEDs like reflect and take up a wider area. This one is a little bit lighter because it doesn't have 1,000 metal washers on it either. Yeah. Check out the video. It's really rad. It's a video coat.
Okay.
This is a NeoPixel dress that a customer made for a friend's 21st birthday, and it's got like a heart-shaped NeoPixel display up here, and then NeoPixels in the dress, and there's like LED sequins on the shoes and in the purse. It's like a whole NeoPixel and LED sequin sparkly outfit. Fantastic for night out with the girls. And we'll be sure to get you lots of attention. That one has a video too. You should watch.
Speaking of videos, this is your video this week.
Yeah. So you know, it's summertime and it's hot outside and it's sunny, and I am a vampire, so I need a lot of sunscreen. Okay. And I reapply my sunscreen like 15 minutes every 15 minutes.
Yeah. You're mostly made out of sunscreen.
I'm mostly made out of sunscreen.
Yeah.
And I have gotten sun poisoning even without getting burned before, like while being covered in sunscreen, but just spending too much time outside.
Yeah.
So I'm probably unless like I'm like one step down from albino.
So you need a hat that beeps or something that says, "Becky, go slather on another layer."
Yes, exactly, and that's what this week's project is. And let's just roll the video.
All right.
The summer sun can be really intense, and I know I could certainly use help to remember to reapply my SPF. So today we're building a sunscreen reminder hat with the UV index sensor and Flora, Adafruit's powerful sewable microcontroller. We'll stitch up the circuit with conductive thread, no soldering required, and then program it to play a song when you've been out in the sun long enough to need your protection renewed. Let's get started. Find a spot on your hat to build your circuit. You want the sensor to face the sky and the piezo to be near your ear. I'll put the Flora and battery behind this ribbon. Prepare the piezo by twirling its legs with a pair of pliers. This will make it easy to stitch with conductive thread. First, attach Flora to the hat with plain thread, then start sewing conductive traces to connect each leg of the piezo and all 4 connections on the UV index sensor. Check out the complete tutorial for this project on the Adafruit Learning System, where you'll find a circuit diagram and Arduino code for uploading to your own sunscreen reminder hat. It's easy to adjust the UV threshold and how often it alerts you. Stitch the ribbon back on to hide Flora and the battery, and wear it out next time you're poolside or at the beach to help you remember to reapply. This open source project can help kick off your own custom hat. What features would you add? Maybe a GPS for tracking your sun-filled journey, or a NeoPixel notification for using at a loud outdoor festival? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more wearable electronics from Adafruit.
Hats off to you, Becky, for a great video.
It's like that's today's discount code or something.
Yeah, it is.
You can use code HATS off.
It really
just
is.
keep your hat nearby to
Yeah.
get 10% off in the Flora and Wearables category today. And find the tutorial for your sunscreen hat on the Adafruit Learning System.
Okay, component of the week.
Component of the week.
We're gonna get this going. Bing,
it's
bing, bing,
the
bing,
UV
bing.
sensor.
Yeah.
The Flora UV sensor is the same as the other regular breakout UV sensor, but without all of the extra stuff.
Yeah.
It's just the UV sensor, and it's I2C, so you can hook it up to Flora on that adjustable chain. So you could have like one accelerometer, one
Yeah.
UV sensor, one light sensor, and one color sensor.
Hook it up to a Flora on a hat.
Yeah, put on a Flora with a hat. The piezo's down right here by your ear. And this is a really good beginner project because the hat is stiff, so sewing to it's pretty easy. It's not like flopping all over the place.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have any soldering.
Okay. Material spotlight. This was going to be on last week's show, but due to YouTube server upgrades, we had a pause. And so now we're back.
It ate the middle of last week's show.
Yeah.
So we're just going to do it now and give it the you know,
This is a sticker book.
what it deserves.
Circuit sticker book.
Circuit sticker book by Chibitronics. G and Bunny developed this set of really cool modules and LEDs for doing papercraft electronics. So you use copper tape, and these things are printed on Pyrolux or etched in Pyrolux, which is that flexible circuit material, and then it has Z-tape, the conductive tape that is only conductive down in the Z axis. So you can stick, this is the effects, one of the effects modules. So you stick them down. It comes with a bunch of templates, so you can get different LED effects and do like pop-up books, and there's even a small microcontroller module. So you can do all kinds of, there's a picture of what it looks like on the back. And it's really fun. You can sketch with the copper tape and circuits, and the sketchbook and the website give you lots of templates and ideas for things to build. G and Bunny did a really nice job on these.
I'll say this, there has been lots of attempts, lots of student projects that had this, like one day this could happen. This is the best effort, and I think the best possible. That's why we're talking about it.
Yeah, and I know what my family's getting for Christmas this year. It's a really good gift.
Yeah. If you did early shopping, you could use the code HATS OFF.
Yes.
Although, I think I just handed you.
Yes, we have a 10% discount every week.
All right, so we're catching up now. Question and answers. What's today's prize?
A Flora. Big surprise.
Yeah.
Flora's a great giveaway prize because it gets you started making lots of stuff.
That's right.
You can win a Flora by, probably next week too, by asking good wearables questions in the comments, either below here on YouTube or on Twitter or Google Plus or Facegrams to chat or Carrier Raven. You can ask questions.
Yes, you can. You could take a photo of your question, embroider it, and then put it on your Etsy store, and then
pin it and tag me.
Yeah.
I don't even. Okay. Yeah, you could do that.
Don't do that.
Anyway, I can answer your questions.
First question from Jacob Reed. Would NeoPixel strips for wrapping around a bracelet cuff that need to open a few inches to let your hand in it, or would it be too much bending and eventually break the connections?
Yeah, you could do it. It'd be okay. Just make it open a little bit. So like this bracelet, bracelet that we posted last week, if you look at the wearables category on the blog, you'll find it easily. Uses the strip, and then it's 3D printed, and I think it opens and closes. But yeah, if you were just to have it like this and it needed to open and close, what you're looking for is to kind of like spread out the bend over the whole piece of the strip. So you don't have like one bit that bends more than any other bit, which would create a strain point. But if it has to just bend overall a little to open, I think that's totally fine.
Shout for the bending bits. Next up, this is from Levi. I want to make a bracelet with a Flora NeoPixels that I can control with my phone. What should I use to control it from my phone?
You should use this, the Bluefruit LE module. We're working on a Bluefruit Flora, but it's going to be a little bit still. So if you want to, you could use like Arduino Micro or a Teensy or other things, and use this. This is the Bluefruit low energy module, so it's what's working in the Guggen hat. If you're looking, I think that uses the Micro, right? Yeah. If you're looking for
technically Teensy.
Is it a Teensy?
Technically.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, technically.
Sorry, my bad. It's inside the hat. I don't get to see it very
often.
Technically, it's a Teensy. Yeah. But this Bluefruit module is what, and the Adafruit Bluefruit app.
It just shows how flexible it is, how we like all the microcontrollers.
It'll work with any Arduino.
Okay. compatible-like thing.
Compatible-like
Okay,
thing.
question for Becky on Wearable Wednesday. Are there any conductive bungee cords?
Yeah, there are. And I remember one time in grad school, I actually ordered some on the internet. They were bungee-ish fabric with conductive textiles inside, and the more you stretched them. But the closest, and I looked for them today and I couldn't find them, but I did find this is in the Adafruit shop. This is our conductive rubber cord, and it changes resistance when you pull it. And they have a similar thing on robot sites that have like little metal clips on the ends, and so you can use it for like detecting how much stress your robot arm is having or whatever.
Okay.
But if you Google around, I think I ordered them from Europe somewhere, these conductive bungees. But yeah, they exist. Or you can knit your own stretch sensors with conductive yarn.
Next up, do you know any wearable projects which would be fun to do with my 8 and 10-year-old nieces? No or little 3D printing involved, please. No 3D printing. This person is like, no
3D printing.
Yeah,
last week, we didn't get a chance to show you this video on the live show because the YouTube ate the middle, but this was last week's Wearable Wednesday project. It's a LED sequin friendship bracelet, and it doesn't even have any microcontroller programming. It just has 2 LED sequins and 2 batteries.
It's a perfect project.
Yep, for little girls, it's the perfect project because you can make a bunch of them. They're pretty quick, and it uses a magnetic clasp as the switch to turn it on and off.
All right. I think you should give away a Flora now.
Okay, I have put the giveaways in the hat.
Oh, in a hat?
I'm gonna pull it out of a hat.
It's all
hats. It's all about the hats.
Hats.
Hat, the battery died on the hat during the show.
Okay.
It's a challenge, all right, to keep all of these batteries charged.
It is.
And the Flora goes to Gary. Congratulations, Gary.
Congratulations, Gary.
Your question about conductive bungee cords has won you a Flora. Please email support@adafruit.com to claim your prize, or I will write you a message on, it looks like, the Twitter.
Okay, don't forget, the code is hats off. This will give you 10% off tonight all the way up until 11:59 p.m. in the wearables section.
Why is the code hats off? Because we want you to participate in the Gemma Hats Off Challenge in partnership with Element 14. Entries close August 4th.
Someone asked, could they have multiple Gemmas? And I said, I think so. I think it might be okay. But not multiple. You can.
Your proposal better have a good reason for those 2 Gemmas on your hat.
Yeah. It seems reasonable.
How many NeoPixels can you power with 2 Gemmas, Phil?
Oh, I don't know. We have a chart somewhere. Let me get my slide rule. 75.
Several hundred.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for watching. If you have a project you want to share with us, you can show up on our show and tell tonight on Google Plus on 7:30 p.m. After that is Ask an Engineer tonight with Mitch Altman.
Special guest Mitch Altman, who does wearable electronics. He has the sleep goggle things. He has a TV Beyond, which you have turned into a wearable device.
I made one for him. I made him.
And so Mitch, one of the saints of the maker movement, is what I tried to come up with Mitch Altman awards, and he'd win it, and that'd be it.
We did at Make. We made a Mitch Altman award in the Makeys.
Yeah. And so there's Mitch Altman award. Okay, that's it for the show. Right on time. Look at us.
We caught up.
Yeah. All right.
Great. Thanks for watching. We'll be back same bat time, same bat channel next week.
Okay. Bye, everybody.